prominent Palestinian academic has been released after earlier being arrested by Israeli police on suspicion of incitement. Nadira Shalhoub-Kevorkian was already suspended from her position as professor at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. It's after comments she reportedly made last month, including abolishing Zionism. Well, Ofer Cassif is a Knesset member and a member of the Hadash movement, joins us from Rehovot in Israel. Good to have you with us. So what does the arrest of Professor Nadira say about the state of academia right now?
Thank you for having me. If you just can, pop up a bit the volume because I cannot hear you very well. Anyway, as to your question, I've been saying time and time again in different interviews with you too, that the other side of the coin of the continuous assault on Gaza and the ethnic cleansing in the West Bank, the other side of the same coin, which I shall refer to as a fascist coin, is the ongoing political persecution within Israel of anyone who raises a voice different from the mainstream and from the hegemonic attitude as it is reflected by the fascist government. So unfortunately, not everyone, of course, but too many within the Israeli academia began to collaborate with this hegemonic attitude, and the persecution of my friend, Professor Nadira Shalhoub-Kevorkian, is part of it. She was, as I think you just mentioned, if I heard you correctly, that she was arrested, and the police, which has turned into a private militia of the minister, claimed that she incited against the state of Israel, etc., which is totally nonsense. And in the court itself, the police claimed that she was arrested, and they asked for the extension of her arrest because she was talking against Zionism, because she was preaching, as the police said, against the occupation, and because they found a placard in her house that claims that the Israeli military is an occupation army. So you can understand from that where the Israeli society is at the moment. And as I said before, unfortunately, some elements within the academia go astray or collaborate with this very dangerous totalitarian tendency.
To your point, Professor Nadira is not the only person to have been arrested on suspicion of incitement.
Sorry, I cannot hear you well.
All right, well, I'm going to ask them to try and turn up the volume. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me now.
It's much better. It's much better.
Okay, very good. So to your point, Professor Nadira is not the only person to have been arrested on suspicion of incitement. In October last year, reports talked of at least 100 Arab Israelis detained on suspicion of incitement. Among them, singer Dalal Abu Amna, arrested for posting "God is the only victor," a common phrase in Muslim culture. Clearly a sign that what is considered incitement, the bar for incitement, set very low.
Absolutely, and it's not the only example, as you said before. You are totally right that the main target or victim are the Palestinian citizens in Israel, but there were also some Jewish citizens who were arrested, like a good friend of mine, a teacher in high school, was arrested, and he was accused in treason because he published names and ages of Palestinian children who were killed in Gaza. So, and it is only the tip of the iceberg. There are so many others who were arrested, suspended from their studies, fired from their workplaces, and all of those because simply they raised the voice against the ongoing bloodshed, calling for peace and to stop the war. That's the situation in Israel, unfortunately. I myself, as a member of the parliament, was accused also in supporting armed struggle against Israel, and I was almost impeached from the parliament. So the persecution, the political persecution of citizens at large, including politicians and others, and simply for criticizing the policy of the government is on a rise on a daily basis. And it's not only the perception of what is regarded as incitement or treason, but also now there's a long list of bills that are about to be enacted in the parliament that actually turn almost any kind of criticism into terrorism. That's how totalitarian fascist regimes look like.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts on that. Ofer Cassif.
Thank you very much.